This is the latent gym users table which we imported last time. If I can go back to design view of this table, we have access to all the field types. Now in the field types, as you know, we can always go back and rename these field types to whatever we want. And we can even change the conditions as much as you want. But the moment we do that, if you have data already in your table, some of this may affect when you try and save it. Okay, that is the done role. So if it prompts you that you may lose some data, then it's fair enough, because you're just applying additional condition which not necessarily may satisfy some of these data here. Okay, so if something like that prompts you in exam, don't get panic. It's fair enough. As long as you're doing correct thing as per the instructions, you should be okay. Okay. Now that's the table, and in order to add additional records within this, we actually go to the create panel, and under the create ribbon, the way we saw the table and the queries, the next section is actually using the forms. Now here we have a standard forms as well. So if I just click on the form, it literally shows me all the columns in my table and the text fields next to it, like this. Okay. If I'll go back to the if I'll just close this, I don't want to save it right now. But there's other way of doing it is using a form design. It creates a new blank form, and you can create and add your text fields and labels yourself, which is a slightly more tedious process. So instead of all this, the best way to design the forms as well as to design the reports, which is a part of your outcomes, is to use this wizard, form wizard and report wizards. Wizard means it will give you a panel, and every time it will ask you, the next panel will give you some more information. So you just keep adding the attributes. Similarly, like in Dreamweaver, when we define the site, next, we keep giving more and more information. So I'm going to use a wizard which will help us as a beginner to design the form in a very easy steps. Right now we are going to design the form for the data entry of the latent gym table. You can see how many fields are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can quickly count here. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 columns. Means our form will have 14 different labels, 14 different boxes in order to do the data entry. Okay. I can go back to design view, data sheet view, and from the create section under the forms ribbon, I'm going to click on form wizard. You click on it, it helps you to navigate through the easy options. Now it will ask you for which table you want to design the form, right? We have only one table right now. If you have multiple tables, you can pick for which table you actually want to design the form for. So I'm picking my latent gym users form. Available fields. Now in the form, how many columns you want to show for data entry, right? If you don't want to show a particular column, then don't add it onto the selected fields. But if you want all this, then you can simply click on these arrows, and it adds all the columns from the left into your form design. Okay, single process. If you want to go one by one, you can select, I just want to add name, I just want to add city. So you can only pick how many things you want to show for data entry. But if you want to show all, then the best way is to just click on the second button with the 2 arrows, and it eats all the columns in just one go. Okay, then you just click on next. It will ask you how you want to show your forms, in which design manner. You want to show in a column fashion, in a tabular way, in a datasheet way, or justified way. Maybe once you finish these demonstrations, you can practice different views to see how it works. I like the column layout because it's much easier and easy for you to manipulate. So I'm going to keep it column and layout. Next, it will ask you how would you like to name your form. Instructions will give you a particular name. I'm just going to give BIM data entry. That's it. Once you finish, all you see on screen is a beautiful form. Okay, by default it will take the name of your form as a title and all the columns shown here in the column and the data here. If you look at this form, at the footer of the form, it shows you the panel to control and see your records, right? It's literally, right now my form shows me my first record, right? If I click on this button here at the footer called next record, it shows me the next record. So you can actually browse through new records or existing records you have. If you see next to that, it shows last record, which is number 20. And next to the last record, you have a button there called new blank record. So if I click on new blank record, it gives me a form with the blank information, and you can just add C name, custom number it will automatically take because the field type is auto number. So you don't have to do anything there. Just gonna enter something. Date of birth, date of joining, whatever you want. Membership fees. Car. Car is yes, isn't it? That's it. Own house, yes. Children, one. Whatever. Swimming, yes. Gym, yes. Enter M. Status active. And with these records now, there's no submit button here in the forms. But even if you hit enter, sorry, once you fill your form and if you click on the next record or next new blank record, your record disappears. But if you just scroll back, previous record, that's 20, and that's the current record we have just inserted. To verify it, we're gonna go back to the table to see whether the entry actually gone in my existing table. So if I go back to my table, just change my view to refresh datasheet view. There you go. Just changing views will refresh your table as well. Now if you can see here, or you can just click on refresh all button at the top as well. Do you see that entry number 21? So now we haven't inserted record manually through the table. We have actually used the form to do these entries. So if you're not a database expert, you don't need to know how the table works. You can only give access to your form, and an admin person sitting, they can just see the forms, keep doing data entry. Okay. But this is just a basic form wizard. This is how the form will look. If we can right click on the form tab, and you can actually go to the layout or the design view of your form. So if I'll go to the design view of the form, on the right hand side I get the property sheet, and on the left hand side here I can actually see the form fields. Now here everything is editable. That's my header, that's my body of the form, and that's my footer. Okay, if I want, I can just show you things like here in the footer. I can expand the footer, and in the footer, if I want, I can just add some text. The moment we go into the form's design view, at the top of the panel in the ribbon, do you see a lot of options appear for you? These are the options we can actually use to design your form. So there's an option for button, text box, or the label. So if I just want, I can pick the text box, draw the text box in the foot. Sorry, not a text box. We can just use a label. Just try label. Draw the box for the label. No, not even label. Let me just try something else. I just want to insert a plain text field here. A rectangle. That's the label. That's the button. The option here to insert a plain text field. Let me find that where it is. For time being, let me just copy this heading and in the footer I can simply paste it. I don't know where the text box disappear. I can drag it. I can change it to whatever, design by font, today's date. You can even select this text, and from the home ribbon, which is at the top, you can actually change any font you like, font sizes you like, any color you like. You can change the width, heights of your forms, and it will stay in the forms footer. Similarly here, the way we can control just the height of the form by dragging. This is the border of your form's width, and the ruler will tell you what's the width of your form. So right now it's 18, but I can hold on the border of the form and drag it to make it, let's say, 19 centimeter, 20 centimeter. They will give you instructions in exam. The form's width should be 16, 18, 20, as many pixels they will give you. Your job is to just control it from here. Very, very simple. Similarly, in the header, you can even control the header. You can just resize your box, move the cursor on the border. You can drag it in the middle. You can change it to any text you want, Layton, gym, form. Select it, change its colors, whatever you like. Even for the backgrounds of headers, body, and the footer, you just right click on and there's a fill or the back color option here. So you simply go and select any color for your headers you like. Same for the body, you can select back color, pick any back colors you like. For the footer also, it's highly customizable in terms of colors and all those options. The way we modified these options here, if I'll go back to the header, you can actually go back to the design panel, and here there are a lot of other things. Like here, I can actually insert image if I want. I can simply go and click on insert image, browse. It will ask you if you want to add any image. Just pick the JPEG file, and the image goes with the cursor. All you have to do is simply drag it in the header, and it shows the image. Yeah. You can right click, copy it, paste it. You can keep it in both sides. You can control the height of the header. So formatting is exactly more or less like Microsoft Word. As much as knowledge of Word you have, all those skills you can apply here to format your forms. The other thing you can do is you can even control the text box and the labels, widths and the heights. For example, I can literally control first box, and holding control or shift I can select multiple boxes. So first, holding down control, 1, 2, 3, 4, all these long boxes, in one click, as I've selected all of them, now I can go to their border and I can control them in one click, just like that. Same goes with the labels. You can actually control all of them together, or by control you can click them. And you can control the width of the label. You can even hold on to these individual text boxes, and you can move them wherever you want, like this. If I want address to be next to the first customer number or something, I can simply pick the address, control city, postcode, all these things related to my address. I can simply drag. These 4 arrows is an indication of moving things, okay, which is a standard Microsoft Office. I can simply drag all of them together, place it here. I can pick the other things, move them somewhere here. So not necessarily you have to keep the order of your things as per the standard view. You can just move things around very, very easily. Hold on control. Move your form there. Even with the labels, you can literally select all the labels together by control again. And going back to the home tab, you can change the labels also to any font you like, any color you like. There you go. You got the space available, you can hold on to the footer, drag it up. You can hold on to your footer label here, control it, and move it, my footer, to the middle, to the right, as much as I want. Okay, so this is just rearranging your form's design by images, colors, and text. And once you save your form design, you can go back to the form view, because we are in the design view, to modify the look. The moment we go back to form view, that's how your new form looks. They will give you instructions in exam to modify your form in particular style. Okay, and then as an evidence, you can take a print screen. Just make sure in the Word document, keep managing all your screenshots. I've just done rapidly, but you can spend some time to make it nice and clean, okay, as long as you want. So literally I've changed all the background colors, text field sizes, labels, fonts, added image in the header. You can even add image on backgrounds as well. Just by right click, you will see those properties. And as an evidence, keep going and checking it, taking print screens and save it in the Word document. Database exam is very difficult for us to get your answer sheets. So exam will ask you to take print screens. Every time you change a field type, they will ask you to take a print screen. Okay, and then keep saving that in a Word document. So most of the time, Word database exam will be a Word document with about 10 to 12 different screenshots. Because otherwise, difficult for us to get the evidence. So if they ask you to do something particularly, something like form, take a print screen and add that to your Word document. So we can, at the end of the exam, you can print it in color, the whole evidence sheet. Okay. We will have a soft copy as well anyways with us. What happened here? That's my print screen. So in the instructions to design the form in particular look, you design it, and then I will have an evidence that yes, it has been done exactly as been expected. Okay, clear with the form, running the wizard, going to the form layout or design view, and just make changes. Couple of other things. When we go back to the table, you can find the particular records by queries. You can select the particular record, okay, and if you want to make a changes into it, we can do just by there. If you want to edit or delete, you can highlight the records from your table, and actually from the again home panel tab, you can click on delete, but click on this drop down of delete. So if you don't want to delete the whole table, you can simply delete the particular record. So highlight your record, and from the delete ribbon, select delete record. It will ask you whether you want to confirm the delete. Just say yes, and job done. Okay. So delete record, maybe I can't take evidence of it, but they might ask to do editing, go back to the form, rename these fields, delete the records, design the form, and make it in a particular look. So that is it for how to design and work with the form. That's one of your second outcome for the unit.